Hello, my name is Tomalaya Komolafe. I'm a solution architect here at Qlik. And today I'm going to talk about a special application of our new acquisition, Qlik Automation, so our new product. What I'm looking to do today is show you how one could use Qlik Automation to get the similar capabilities or as close to some of the capabilities people are used to with our traditional end printing product that's only available in our client managed deployment. So what I'm going to show you is how, all in a SaaS experience, a user could, for example, populate in a Google Sheet different tabs based on conditions in a table that exists in, let's say, a chart somewhere. So we're going to pull data from this chart table in the Qlik application, where each value is going to be, especially the sales numbers, are going to be checked. And if the sales value is under 1,000, it populates in one sheet. If it's between 1,000 to 10,000, populates in a different sheet, and over 10,000, populates in another sheet. And again, you will see this kind of run row by row. And as I run this application, what you're also going to see is how some of the limitations of the automation feature reveal themselves. For example, watch out for how slow it can be sometimes. So let me come in here, and I'm going to run this application. As I run it, first things first, let's see the data populate in real time. So for data under 1K, you can see it populating in real time. For data between 1,000 to 10,000, for sales values between 1,000 to 10,000, we see that populating. And for sales values over 10,000, we also see this populating in real time. Right? And we can look at the code blocks running chronologically, so we can see what's going on, what conditions are being checked. Right? It's checking this one by one, passing through once those are checked, filling the sheets, the actual sheets and the cells of each sheet, and appending a row to that sheet. And now I'm going to build this automation block for everyone, so you can see how easy it is to get this kind of capability in Qlik Sense. Okay, now let's go ahead and create a new automation in our Qlik Saas environment. So the way to build or create new automations is by going into the Add New button. And the goal here again is to create an automation block where we append new rows to either a existing Google Sheet with tabular information already present, or we can even have a blank Google Sheet. And I'm going to do that with you all today, where, for example, in some of these tables, I will delete some rows of data. So we still have some rows of data, and you're going to see it's just going to append starting at row 9. And from some other tables, we're just going to remove the entire code. All right. Now to start off, first things first, we go to Add New at the top right corner. I want to create a new automation block. I'm going to create a business flow. And then once we click on that, we're brought into this section to give it a name. We'll call this Sales Challenger. Sales Challenge. All right. We can pick whatever icon we want, hit save. Now the fun begins. We always start our automation blocks with a start icon, where we are choosing how this automation is going to be run, either manually on a scheduled cadence, so maybe once a day, or triggered, or webhook, where we can link this to another action from another application. Today we're just going with started and with manual, where when I hit run, it runs. Next thing is I want to reload the application first, so I'm going to go into my automation blocks. I want to reload that application that's called demonstrating pagination. That's this application. And to do that, I go into the Google Cloud services. These are the connectors available. And here I could just search the value I'm looking, the event I want to master or bring in. I'm reloading this application. I'm going to look up here the demonstrating pagination. I want to reload on start, and I want to give it a timeout value for how long the reload should last. Once that's done, I might want to check if this condition is met. And I'm going to bring in the condition block. I spelled that incorrectly a bit, but super cool. It brings that in for me. I want to be notified if this reload, if the output of this reload, the status, and I've run this before, so I know the status usually means queued because I have quite a few things in my environment. So, and the way if you don't know what this value can be or should be, you can just do a test run, and it's gonna let you know what the values are usually. As you can see, the argument from the history is queued, and I know that's what I want. So if it's queued, then that's a good thing. And if I want that, then I want to go to the next step, which is bring the table from this application. To do that, we go again to the Qlik Cloud Services connectors. I want to bring in a straight table, and if I just search the word straight, I can bring that in. The straight table has this ability to loop through each of the rows, and that's what I'm going to do here to get those conditions for each of those values. So I bring in the straight table, I want to loop, and as I loop, I know I want to check the sales numbers in that table. So I'm going to come in here, and here I'm going to bring another condition table. Bring another condition block. So now I know I'm bringing in, I'm looping, checking if it's queued, because that's what lets me know that the app has loaded. And I want to bring the straight table from the application again. I call in the application ID, which is demonstrating pagination sheet ID, right? So it's referencing this app, and this is the sheet I want to bring from demonstrate paginated report small table. And you can do the lookup, small table, object ID, do lookup. I know it's the financial report, this one, financial report. Now that I've done that, I want to check now if sales is under 1,000, over 1,000, and so forth. Here, I did something a bit different because I know from doing this already. So let me first run this because I don't have inputs I want. I'm going to do a test run up to here. Now I know for this value the input conditions I want. So I want to check if the sales, but here's what something that happens. I want to say if sales is, let's say, greater than something. However, this value that's coming in here, the automation block thinks it's a text. So, and I can show what that means. Is number, right? If I check this condition, you'd see this value is actually false. But if I check if it's text, and I run the automation block, if I check if it's text, that is true, it is text. And what it's doing, because it's text, when I've tried to do a casting of this text to num, I get an error. It just takes it blank, probably because of this $sign and such. So what I did instead is something super simple. Rather than trying to do some regular expressions and clean up this number to make it easy to apply conditions on, I just compare length of string, and that's super simple. So this is another flexible application of the product. So I can come into this text. I want to compare if length of text of the sales And the way it counts, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a space here, 7, 8. So I want to say if this value is less than 9, if length of then is less than 9, populate a table. And I want to go to my Google Sheets. We have already made all the connections to the Google Sheets. I'm going to append one row to my sheet. And in this, I want to look up the sheet ID is this financial report. Financial report. Sheet name, lookup, sale under 1K, value here, and get straight table, category, cell 2, customer, cell 3, sales, cell 4, cell 5, margin percent. That's that. And now I could just duplicate this block. Right? Now I want to, if this value is greater than or equal to 9 and text functions condition 2 less than 10, and then condition 3, and I want to make this from under 1K between 1K to 10K, and finally over 10K. We have everything. Lastly, if this block of code fails, I might want to send a message to colleagues in my Microsoft Teams. I'm just gonna come in here, send, team ID, Qlik Automation testing, with app ID failed to upload. Now that this is all done, I'm going to hit run. And if I go into the financial report, you should see this is going to start populating from here down. This is going to populate from here down, and then from here down. And then you should see, and now it's populating. And then for values in 1K and 10K, that's also populating. And then values over 10K populating. That is all.